I went out of my way to troll him a little bit now. You want to fight? Come on, man. I ain't tripping. You ain't got to troll me. Come see me. That's who I am. I don't do talk well, you know?
Pressure on. But Roy Jones came off the ropes when he got pinned there with some beautiful shots back at Tony.
Oh! Big left hook, and down goes Tony! He was caught showing off.
Defeated in his 18-year campaign with a record of 47 wins, no losses, 26 wins coming by way of knockout.
There was no news conference to begin with. It wasn't from Showtime, TMZ, or a popular workout video featuring 10 slow-motion uppercuts and clickbait music. Most people would have missed the interview if it weren't for one sentence, but it came from a calm period. In a post-fight days of perspiration and longing, Roy Jones Jr. stared straight into the camera and declared, "I'd love to do an exhibition with Floyd." Just one sentence, gently given, without shouting, screaming out, or despair. All online boxing fans suddenly lost their ability to breathe. Because this was not a YouTuber attempting to capitalize on the reputation of a legend. It wasn't a cheesy, novelty battle designed for reruns on TikTok. This was Roy, who had the fastest boxing reflexes ever measured. His highlight reels play like cheat codes. And now, all of a sudden, he's bringing up Floyd Mayweather. Naturally, Floyd has not replied. Not a word, no promotion, no post. However, as everyone who has followed his career knows, silence is seldom. Simply silence. It's a tactic, a test, a means to determine whether the narrative is sufficiently heated without him having to let a match. And the answer is already clear based on the headlines, reaction videos, and fan-made posters that are all over Reddit. Yes, it does. The notion is alive now, whether Floyd ever answers. Furthermore, a thought is frequently more harmful than a punch in the boxing world. We will thus dissect it in this video, how Mayweather might be planning his next move.
If you like this, please subscribe Punch Vista and click the bell icon for more latest and interesting videos.
Then don't say it. Because you say it, I take that as you mean it. I'm going to find Godzilla. Crazy to me, bizarre, because why we wait?
Why Roy made the offer, what history underlies it, and why this odd fight has already taken over the fight industry. Therefore, Roy Jones Jr.'s offer felt unexpected, but it wasn't. His statement struck a distinct chord in a sport that is rife with noise, fabricated rivalries, and influencers yelling at legends for clicks. There was just enough respect and intrigue to raise a question that quickly gained traction, but no bluster or "I'll knock him out into rounds" attitude. What if Roy and Floyd did, in fact, wear the same ring now? You must keep in mind Roy Jones Jr. in order to see why that suggestion was accepted as it was. He is more than just a past champion, he is an exception among his generation. A heavyweight fighter who was a super middleweight. A man whose hands moved too quickly for the cameras to capture. A showman who made Hall of Famers seem like amateurs, danced in real time, and ducked punches with his hands behind his back. He wasn't merely triumphant, he was changing the definition of boxing. And Roy was doing things that made you wonder about physics, while Floyd Mayweather was surgically dominating the lighter divisions. These two never met in a competitive setting. Their names have always shared air, despite their respective weight classes and timelines. The ideal defense against the Eradicadac is the artist and the technician, the strategist and the daredevil. Therefore, Roy's casual offer to collaborate with Floyd on an exhibition is not a ploy. It's fantasy teasing history, till legacies are sweeping past one another once more. Perhaps for the spectacle, the art, or the fans who still wonder what would happen if two of the sport's most invincible warriors ever touched gloves, even once, rather than for titles or even pride. And that's Roy's brilliant move. He made a suggestion rather than a demand.
And if somebody was trying to send me a subliminal message, it worked. Because if you want to prove that you're better than me, I'm always better.
He may have also handed Floyd his next most sensible legacy move by doing this. If Floyd wants to do more than just keep the zero safe, Floyd Mayweather was slow to react when rumors of Roy Jones Jr.'s offer began to circulate. Nevertheless, he never does. Part of the mystery is that Floyd does not respond. He does the math. He allows the headlines to develop. Let the rumors simmer, and he only speaks when it seems like a good story or financial moment. Furthermore, he didn't respond with a yes or no when he acknowledged the buzz. Floyd was with something far more traditional. A nod, a smile, and a completely evasive response were used to maintain the conversation without making any firm promises. Floyd was asked directly, "Would you ever fight Roy in an exhibition?" During a quick media scrum that took place after one of his TMT promotional events in Las Vegas. In reply, he said, "Roy is a legend. He carried out his task. I admire all that he has accomplished in the sport." Then the worst part arrived. "As long as the stats make sense, I'm always up for an exciting fight." Floyd may say that, but it's unlikely unless the bag is as legendary as the fight. Let's dissect that. Floyd is aware that talents are no longer the only factor in the fight game. It has to do with spectacle. Roy Jones Jr. provides just that. The man, who is in his mid-50s, nevertheless moves more fluidly than most fighters half his age. Additionally, he just finished an exhibition match against Mike Tyson that drew over 1 million pay-per-view purchases. He's still Roy, still energetic, and still marketable. Floyd notices that, too. However, Floyd also perceives danger. Danger to the story he spent decades developing, the control, and the brand. Floyd had never faced an exhibition opponent like Roy Jones Jr., who remains unpredictable to this day. This isn't an outspoken YouTuber.
Of course, in the sport of boxing, I've accomplished, a little bit more than many has accomplished, but he's a solid competitor. He's a good enough fighter.
You can miss and yet get a spectacular punch from this actual fighter with real timing. Floyd pauses at that point, though not necessarily because of fear. I don't think he throws another shot, should have gone down, would have given himself a chance to continue. Even without throwing a punch, Mayweather manages to keep the boxing world on edge. A fight with Roy Jones Jr. isn't about proving who's better, it's about owning the final chapter of their legacies. To icons, one last moment, fans aren't chasing stats anymore. They're chasing that old feeling, that magic. And Mayweather's silence, it's not a no. It's a slow burn, a calculated maybe. If you want more on legacy fights, comeback whispers, and the legends still shaping boxing in 2025, subscribe now. The gloves might be off, but the story isn't.